finding myself machine gunning some videos. You can look at the astrology, but I'm here to talk about the contagion that's on this plane that isn't really awake. There is a big movement about we are waking up. We are waking up. And unfortunately, babes, it's coming with the second coming, the rumor of the second coming of Christ. So if we buy if we take the story literally, the metaphor, then we will miss maybe the more subtle fact of what all of that means. You know, like, well, what was here before? What is it that they're talking about? And what's going to show up again? Because, yeah, no, I mean, if they took that story and they just said this is this is what we mean, then we wait for that version, and is that realistic? Really? Do you know? Can you not help but to notice the contradiction? I do, and it's not the good one. It's more like the blind spot coming along with, okay, well, it's the same as the kind of contradiction that I see. It's funny because, babes, there is a, I call it taking the elevator all the way to the top, to where there's no more floors. You get out, there's the roof, can't go any higher than this. This is having worked the equation enough. We have found the truth here. It's the end of the onion peeling, and guess what? It's the kind of truth. I say when you find the elevator goes to the top, that onion didn't disappear. It's not the kind of truth that disappears. This is the one that says, and this is the experience that we are all going to have, or we are having. I mean, it's depending on whether or not you're authentically awake. You can start to hear it now, as always. It's in the conversation that a narcissist insists on having. That's where they trap you. This is where we need to. This is where I know that I'm onto something. It's going to be really simple to start to articulate, unlike anybody has ever articulated before. But I'm pretty sure we are in the time era now where if people like me and you, just regular old people in plain clothes, don't start articulating and writing books even and getting it out there, this is an honest medium, to tell you the truth. People don't know how to use communication and what it's here for, and how that it's up to them, their radiation. I mean, that's kind of the Mercury aspect, this full moon being Mercury ruled, and the way that Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, that is Saturnian. So, and this full moon has everything to do with Saturn right now. If we don't, there's a lesson about communication, for sure. Long distance, short distance, and water is involved. Water is the thing that says, hey, I am the main thing that structures. Isn't that weird with the Saturn in Pisces? It very well could be saying, I offer a house of resonation, which this is how we're going to transmit the information, whatever it is, to whatever life form, really, however, whatever level that you're on, awake or not. It's going to go on, babes. At the very slightest, ignorance that we are now, we're going to pay. And if you haven't noticed, we are paying. I mean, I know I am. And who can let becoming awake more and more slide? I mean, life isn't about hanging on. And that's what the mind will do. And if you notice, babes, around you right now, I mean, all of your life, but it's really prominent right now, you can see um, the levels. There's levels to this stuff, right? And so some people are not aware, some people are aware. Now, what I really wanted to talk about is if you have become, if you have just reached, as language starts talking about Buddhism, they call it becoming or reached. You have achieved. What? What? Well, just simply being. Being is awareness over mind. Then you start registering in whatever it is you think you're cut out to register, baby. Carpentry, science, what is it? Comment section down below. Did you happen to pay attention to anything at all? And if you're watching this, it doesn't matter how old you are or young, it's never too late. What we are dealing with on the planet, I was just going to talk to you about, try to tell you about the kind of people that you could run into that are just a nuisance because they are far from becoming aware yet. And it is a transmitting frequency, if ever the human being was a apparatus that has everything to do with even like how we see the universe. I mean, if it's we have to get into it behind the eyeglass like this, and why don't we have access? Well, it's because most of what you're having to co-create with here as a human ecology would rather have it that way. That it's so far away, and you're just a speck! Fake science will have you thinking that you have nothing to do with this experience here. You're just way over here. Now keep looking. It's way over there. There's the universe. Something wrong with that has holes in it, to me. Because it kind of shirks responsibility of having any kind of center at all. Any kind of center. I'm talking about even if you were just going to be a ballerina. Can you do a twirl in and of your own self and say, you know what? This is easy. I mean, really, that's what one of the art forms of dancing or an art form, a higher learning tool. Your body is a higher learning tool, by the way. After all, it's the universe. You want to kind of dial in and get to know the truth. And boy, we're smart now, no? Oh, God, did I sign up for the wrong school? What happened to Jesus? Boy, they didn't care about your body, it seems like. And she's like, nah, no, we throw these out. Sorry about my Jesus jokes coming up. Not sorry about that, but really it's like, did you notice? Why? Why is it happening? Well, we have a ton of Sagittarius in the air, and it happens to square Saturn, and it's like, well, who's going to bring up the massive amount of schizoids that are out there right now going to work on us, man? Don't free up in any bit of your mind, because here comes one now to tell you about the second coming, baby. And where is it coming from? What is it? Fuck, they couldn't tell you. They couldn't make sense to a 5-year-old. There isn't any credibility there. You would just as soon run away with that 5-year-old to the hills. Consider the lilies, indeed. Find the sun. Breathe in that good-ass prana. Get the hell away from these people who, what they're doing is that it's, okay, so it's a club. It's a contagion of the mind, and they're going to bap you and say, don't you dare leave! Not me, I'm miserable, please, I want your blessing, give me your blessing today. Babe, I'm here to tell you, if you didn't find God and understand that Jesus is just a middle woman or man or story, if anything, it's just a middle angel. We have guardian angels. I have tons, and I can't say it's just Jesus, but I like the idea of giving everything to that guardian angel there. And because you know what? It's like, woo, I experience instant healing. I'm going through something now at the same time, babes. This is the hardest thing. Might be the same for you, but you better take care of yourself, because the changes that will be coming on, You have the whole new self that you have to not only take on and be busy, but you want to go the higher road and take care. I mean, for me, yeah, no, watch this. I mean, it's happened where it's just like I elevate just a little bit, and then here comes a sad case. I'm sorry to tell you, the sad cases are the ones who have been abused way more than me. We all have our level of abuse, though. This is the thing. Is like I'm not any better or any worse than they are. It's just we have experiences, and you have to realize you're not those experiences. And can you get a grip and start creating better experiences for yourself? One of these encapsulated times, at least, really start with your body. Start with your body. There isn't anything more tangible than that. No, 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 no. Don't go to the mind. Oh, narcissist. Church of Narcissists.